Good day everyone! Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Today we're here at the office of a renowned artist, a filmmaker, a film director, a plan doer. Mga kaibigan, marami pa. We would like to introduce you to Ferdie Balanag. Ferdie, good day. How are you?
Good morning, Malu. Thanks for having me in this show. Well, I'm doing fine, keeping very busy nowadays because we're preparing for a series of events that's geared towards tourism recovery and also other creative events.
Yeah, that's why nga sabi, you're a plan doer. Yung iba kasi puro plan. Planunot, sabi nga. But anyway, tell us more about you before you got into all these activities. Saan ka nagtapos ng college? I mean, who is Ferdie Balanag prior to all of this?
Okay, Ferdie Balanag was always that simple guy you'd meet along the streets, always hanging out with artists and the creative community. My background really was theater to start with, because that was, of course, I took up in college. I took up theater arts and speech communication at the University of the Philippines, Baguio. And that became my life. Theater, the stage, performing, directing, making props, doing all the electrical needs. So all around ako sa teatro nun.
Yes.
But in year 2000, I decided to explore another medium. I realized that theater limits the number of audience that I can reach, with my stories. So I bought myself a handycam, a regular home video camera, and I used this to experiment on making films, short films. We set up a laboratory where we invited students to come to learn alongside me. So I'm basically self-taught when it comes to film. But of course, have read a lot and interacted a lot with film greats like Kidlat Tahimik, of course, who's our national artist for film and is Baguio-based.
Yes,
so we're really blessed to have somebody of that stature in our city, and it has always been a blessing also to interact with him. Later on, I started telling my stories through film. And it was so easy kasi to share these stories, because in film you can, and through a DVD you're able to bring it around, play it in different venues. And with the internet this time, we're able again to reach a larger audience.
How long have you been doing this?
Film, theater from, okay, let me talk about my first theater play.
Okay, go ahead.
That was when I was 4 years old. My mother had me audition for a play, so I was one of the kids in the musical King and I.
Oh.
Yeah. So I started my theater life at age 4. And then, of course, got involved in a lot of school plays later on. And then in college, like I said, I decided to take up theater arts and speech communication. And doon ako nahasa. Doon ako nahasa sa teatro. And then, that was 1985 when I hit college. And I was actively involved in theater. I had the theater group. It was called Teatro Kabute. It was more of experimental and protest theater back then. Since we all know 1985, 1986, there was the EDSA revolution. So, andun tayo sa protest theater nung time na yun.
Parang halos sasabihin mo na yung edad mo, no? But anyway...
Iniwasan ko na sana banggitin yung taon.
But anyway, eto pa. So you started 4 years old until sa nahasa ka. So talaga na-expose ka sa ganitong industriya.
Oo.
No, I remember, kasi I had this interview with you about Balbalitok.
Agbalbalitok.
Agbalbalitok,
Yeah.
okay. In English, it means...
The Gold Prospector. So,
Okay.
the subject of that documentary, which I did in 2014 yata, was for GMA News TV's first documentary festival called Sine Totoo.
Okay.
Yeah, it speaks about the life and experiences of a small-scale miner. And this was like based in Itogon. Yeah, Luneta, Itogon.
Yeah, I saw the film. And talaga naman, totoong buhay yung iprinoject doon, yung ipinalabas. So after Agbalbalitok, what else did you produce?
Well, we
Produce and
co-produced
direct.
with
Okay.
several people. More recently, I've been focusing on doing advertising films, and these are all for the promotions of tourism in Baguio City and the creatives.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, we're going to that. Now, is this the reason why you came up with your own production outfit, the Workshop for Infinite Media Incorporated?
Well, we had to set it up early on. The Workshop for Infinite Media, or Twimedia, was established in 2001. So we're about 20 years
Oo
now.
nga, oo nga.
And we needed to do that because we saw the importance of being properly registered.
Yes,
And,
yes.
and that way the company is recognized for interaction or cooperation with the government or with other private institutions.
The city, our city, is now being promoted as the creative city. Are you behind all this concept? or
No,
idea?
not just me. Actually, the Creative Baguio City Council was created by the mayor's office under Mayor Magalong.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
oo. And a council was formed with representatives from the different creative sectors and chaired by Dr. Raimundo Rovillos, a former
Okay.
chancellor of
Yes,
UP.
yes, yes.
So they co-chair the council with Mayor Benji Magalong.
Okay. All right. Now, ang isang napansin, Ferdie, is that our artists dito sa Baguio, nabigyan na ng pansin. I don't know if you would agree because before, wala lang. I mean, kanya-kanya sila. Ganyan. But today, I think they're being highlighted. Recently, with all the murals around, with all the...
Beautiful, no?
Yeah, correct. And all the, what is this? Yung pag-promote ninyo, you mentioned that it's tourism related.
Yes.
So how did this help Baguio City in a way para noon makilala amidst the pandemic?
Well, before the pandemic, I recall like the creative festivals happened in 2017, 2018, and this all started after Baguio got its title as a creative city under the UNESCO Creative Cities Network. Yeah, and we do have to live up to that title. And I think it became a unifying force to bring the artists to come together and work together. And like as we understand from the theme of last year's creative festival, create, integrate, and innovate.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what were the activities under this project or event?
Well, since we're a creative city for crafts and folk art, basically that was the focus. No, we had the Mandeco Quito, which was a fair that exhibited the most unique and curated set of arts and crafts that were available for both locals and tourists to the city. Aside from that, we had the Alimuong Contemporary Art Exhibit. I don't know if you were able to see it. It was in the basement of the Baguio Convention
Which
Center
one?
where it was exhibited.
The
Alimuong. Yeah. So if you recall, the basement of the Baguio Convention
Yes.
Center used to be the hub for the Baguio Arts Guild.
Yes, I've seen that.
Oo,
I've seen
sila yung
that.
mga forerunner ng Baguio Arts
May
Festival.
touch of history pa nga yan eh.
Oo,
No?
yeah, beautiful exhibit
Correct,
actually.
correct.
Yan, so nabalikan ng Creative Baguio Council ang basement ng Baguio Convention Center, and for Ibagyo 2021, doon nag-exhibit. Napakaganda na exhibit. This was curated by Farah Manuel.
Farah Manuel
Yeah, of
from...
UP.
Okay. Going back to Mandeko Quito, it's an Iloilo phrase, right?
Yes.
Let's cook.
Parang let's sell.
Mandeko, ayan, manlak, parang magtinda tayo.
Magtinda tayo.
Iba yung isa pa yung tungkol sa cooking.
Mangantako. That's a project by the Department of Tourism. CAR, under RD Jovi Ganongan. And who is actively working with the creative community and tourism sector in all its projects.
Yes. You mentioned earlier that you had to, gather all the artists. Okay, sa mga artists, may kanya-kanya bang field, like, for example,
yung sa akin, film and
yes.
theater. Ganyan.
And then meron yung painting
visual
on
art.
canvas.
That's visual art.
Yeah,
Then you have photography, digital arts, you have performance, dance, music,
It's,
sculpture.
I'm happy to see them really, what do you call this, involved sa promote sa Baguio City.
Well, you'll notice this all happened during the pandemic, and there's so much life despite the loneliness that the pandemic brings.
Yeah, and what about photography? Sino-sino ang mga nasa larangan na ito?
Madami tayong photographers dito na mahuhusay.
Like
si
Rick Manikis,
ano natin yan, mga veterano.
Noli, Noli Gabilo.
Even our photojournalists. Diba? Are really good. We have Dave Leproso.
Yes.
We have JJ Landini.
JJ.
Si Harley
Palangchao. Correct.
Dami. Then there's the organization, yung Baguio Photographers Club, that are very actively involved also. In the recent Aliboom exhibit, they had the space to themselves to exhibit also.
Now, tell me, what are the challenges and struggles of an artist? Like, for example, in your case, ang hirap kaya niya na, I mean, the way I look at it, paano mag-start? Paano mag-umpisa? Paano yung mga gamit? Mga tao, di ba? Hindi biro.
It's not cheap to acquire all the tools, but yung art kasi is talent.
Passion.
Somehow it's passion that drives the artists to complete their artworks and achieve their objectives as artists.
Ito nga, like for example, it's not a problem with you, but what about the others? How do they promote their field? Like for example, they want to organize a particular event. Do you have any idea sa kung paano nila ito ginagawa? Like for example, they have to coordinate with the city, right?
Yes, I think
and funding pa.
Yeah, yan yung pinakamabigat saan makakuha ng funding, and yung quality rin kasi ng events na ginagawa ng artists, so yung produce nila depends also on the kind of funding they get. So it's so difficult to get funding, but with the proper documentation, like being able to draw up a good proposal, that's a skill needed. Sana, di ba? So somehow the artists group themselves in different organizations, and they help each other come up with their proposals, which are then submitted to the Creative Baguio City Council for consideration and recommendation for funding. But aside from that, what I realized also is that the younger group of artists nowadays have learned the skill of marketing also. Para makapag-generate rin sila ng pondo para mag-augment dun sa pondo na nakukuha nila sa sponsors. Yan.
Hirap ng sponsorship, no? Mabuti. I mean, in this present situation, may mga nag-sponsor. I mean, willing to really support our artists.
And that's because we've established ourselves here in Baguio City as a creative city. We're now known nationally and even internationally as a creative city, and we've proven that we are good at it. And in the same way, we're looking at Baguio City being rebranded as a creative city. No?
That's
Oo.
it. Okay.
Which is so important and timely now that there's this pandemic. Nagkaroon na parang reset sa city, and it's
Yes.
the best time really to rebrand.
Correct. You mentioned this, what's this? Creative City Council. Who are the people behind that?
Okay,
Who?
the chairman is Mayor Magalong.
Okay.
Yeah, the Creative Baguio City Council was created through an executive order at first, and then the ordinance was passed creating the Creative Baguio City Council, or we just call it CBCC.
Okay.
This is co-chaired by Chancellor
Okay.
Rovillos of UP, and then may mga sectoral representatives kami. Yung sa akin, I represent film.
Yes.
Yan.
So going back to film, itong Montañosa Film Festival, go na to.
Oo.
I mean, tuloy.
Oh yes, tuloy na tuloy. Oo.
Say something about it.
Oh,
ma'am.
just like last year, we scheduled Montañosa Film Festival for February.
Okay.
Although we've designed it in such a way na flexible siya, na we can move it in case, or bring it up to a virtual platform, just a virtual platform, depending on the situation on that
Okay.
week or close to that week. Now, the Montañosa Film Festival is yung agenda nito is film tourism.
Okay.
And it's our way of promoting not just Baguio City as the center of the Cordilleras. So we're both promoting Baguio City and Cordilleras.
Okay.
And it starts off with its highlight, that is the film competition. No, we have 3 categories this year for competition. One is the narrative film shorts, documentary film shorts, and mobile film shorts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sino-sino ang mga filmmakers dito? I mean, yung mga magpa-participate dito sa film festival na ito.
Some of the categories, like yung narrative category, was open to the whole Philippines.
Okay.
Basta Filipino by birth, by nationality, ganyan yun. Oo. And then yung same with the documentary film competition. And the mobile film competition for Cordillera filmmakers only.
Okay.
Oo. Yung tema namin this year is Mindset Change for Climate Change.
Oh. So bale ilang films ito lahat?
Okay. Out of 75 entries, napili ang 8 para sa narrative, 8 para sa documentary, and then 8 for mobile film.
Final na yon.
Finalists na to mga to. All of them are winners already kasi they're given a cash grant to produce their films.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Exciting. So, paano ang schedule ninyo dyan? Like, for example, Monday, ilang films. Tuesday, ilang films. Mga ganon.
Well, that depends on the programmer kasi hindi lang itong mga films in competition ang ang selection of films na ipapalabas. We have an international section. This is with the support of the National Commission on Culture and the Arts International Affairs Office that's coordinating with the Southeast Asian embassies to provide films and filmmakers to come for the festival.
Okay.
Yan,
So, kailan ito? Kailan itong Montañosa Film Festival?
Oh, that's on March 19 until the 27th.
Matagal-tagal, ano? And
1
ilang... 19... 1 week na ba yun?
Oh, 1 week.
Oh.
Oo.
Anyway, sa isang film, ilang minutes or ilang oras?
May mga short films tayo at mga full-length films. So, usually, ang short films nasa 10 minutes hanggang 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yan. Tapos yung mga full-length films from 1 hour 30 to 2 hours. Mga ganyan.
Okay. And ano ang... May entry ka ba?
Akong festival director.
Akala ko, oh yes, I know, but I thought you would also include at least one of
Probably,
your...
yeah. For the opening gala premiere film, we've invited the director of Crossroads. It's a Japanese-produced movie that was never premiered in the Philippines yet. That was shot mostly in Baguio City and in Mayoyao, Ifugao. In this film, I'm an actor. Oo. Para iba naman yung hindi director. Oo.
Matagal ko nang sinasabi, kailan mo kaya ako i-extra? Diba? And eto nga, still on film, have you ever co-produced or co-directed a film for, national viewing? Like, for example, you've been partners with Joyce Bernal, diba?
Several projects. I work behind the scenes with Joyce, and we consult each other whenever we have projects. Yan.
Favorite nyo nga yata yung Sagade, no?
Madalas kami.
Oo, doon. And may utang ka pa sa akin. Si Piolo Pascual.
Di ba inimbitahan namin sa Montañosa Film Festival?
Really? Okay. Naku, I think hindi ko pwedeng ma-miss ito, no? Okay, now, ano-ano yung mga na-co-produce mo na ng mga films with Joyce Bernal, with Piolo?
Meron kaming collaboration dati. Kung maalala mo, old na to, baka napanood mo, yung Don't Give Up.
Don't give up. Kailangan
natin yun, sa generation natin, Malu, pinalabas yung movie.
Talaga, mahanap nga. No, Don't Give Up. Sino-sino mga nandun?
Piolo, si Juday,
palagay ko napanood ko na nga yun. No? Okay. Yes. All right. So, we're excited about the Montañosa Film Festival. And lalo sabi mo, you're one of the actors in one of the films.
Yeah.
Oo, mapanood nga. Ano to? Libre lang? Or may tickets? Or
Meron
what?
tayong mga free screenings. Yung public screening kasi natin, our main venue is going to be the Baguio Athletic Bowl. And we'll have a huge screen out there. May drive-in cinema pa rin tayo doon, plus seating dun sa may bleachers.
Okay.
Aside from yung film showings natin sa Athletic Bowl, we have the Montañosa Film Festival Food and Music Fair. Ayan, kasabay na siya doon.
Oo. So that is
there's like free screenings there. The thing is, in compliance to health and safety protocols, pre-registration is required. And we've coordinated closely with the City Health Services Office to assist us in making sure that all the protocols are complied with. Yeah.
Okay.
So may pre-registration, and through the pre-registration, the registrant is required to upload his Vax card and fill up his health declaration form.
Yeah.
And para mabigyan na lang ng QR code, pagdating doon, mabilis na lang yung check-up at saka mabilis yung flow in and out. So there'll be proper spacing and all that.
Yes, that's the pre-screening. Paano yung talagang viewing itself?
We have various venues kasi aside from the main venue where we're showing all the films.
Yes.
Meron tayong suspense and horror movies na ipapalabas sa Diplomat Hotel. Yan, ginawa namin last year yon. Kasi Malcolm Square is another small venue.
Yes.
And then we've spread out the screenings also to our partner venue hotels. Yan, so puro outdoor to, so bonfire screenings, ganyan.
Of course, when you get to watch that, di naman siya talagang libre na. May
Kung
tickets
sa hotels, parang we left it to them to come up with their packages. They can have dinner package, parang ganon, to come watch, or cocktail package. Pero nasa kanila na yon.
Yes, nasa kanila na. You don't impose this fees or charges for them to be able to watch.
No. The objective here is to reach the biggest audience we can. Yeah.
Okay, invite mo sila.
Hi.
Invite mo sila.
Okay, I'd like to invite everyone to come participate, attend, enjoy the offerings of the second Montañosa Film Festival. It's happening March 19 to 27 this year.
Okay, so kailangan mapanood yan. Thank you so much, Ferdie,
Thank you so much to Malu,
for accepting our invitation. Medyo
Basta
short.
ikaw.
Thank you. This will not be the first and the last, no? We'll be having you back for maybe after the filming. I mean the Montañosa Film Festival. So, do you have anything else in mind for the city of Baguio?
Well, when we're working on the Montañosa Film Festival, we're also beginning to conceptualize the Ibagyo Creative Festival. Ayan, so these are two projects of the Creative Baguio City Council.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Tuloy-tuloy
Ferdie.
lang.
Tuloy-tuloy lang talaga. Thank you so much, Ferdie,
Thank
and
you.
we hope to have you back with us. Maraming salamat po mga kaibigan, and sa ngalan po ng ating OCAT team, Over Coffee and Tea, this has been your host, Malu Laksamana Pascual. Maraming salamat po.